As a detective, like how you see on Law and Order or any of the cop shows, there's a thing or there's something that I've learned that you can use in order to manage a very busy lifestyle. I call it triage. Other people call it prioritization. You can call it whatever you want. I like calling it triage. So I'll tell you about a typical day at work when you're a detective catching cases. And I'm not talking about a detective like narcotics, undercover, something like that. I'm talking about like a station house precinct, police precinct level detective where a crime happens, it goes unsolved, the person is out there in the abyss and they need to be found and they need to be brought to justice. During a work week or a work day, you can catch, as they call it, multiple different cases that you'll be responsible for trying to solve. And not all of them get solved, by the way. Some of them go unsolved. Some of them, there's no more leads to work off of and you've exhausted all options and it just gets closed out, and that happens. But for cases that you have to work on, that you have to try and solve, you may have 6 or 7 at the same time come in. And you may have to sit there and look at them and say, okay, this is a case about a fraud. This is a property crime case. This is a violent case where a husband and wife got into an argument and the husband beat the crap out of the wife and now he's off in the wind and he's driving, he's gone somewhere. That's high prioritization. We got to find that person immediately as fast as possible. That, in the triage of what I'm about to tell you, would be at the top of the list. So if you can sit there and say, what's important now? This is the acronym that I attach to the triage system that I use to manage my stress both in detective work and real life. What's important now? They call it the WIN strategy, W-I-N. What's important right now? Let's pretend you're a detective. You're sitting in your office, you just worked a full day's work, you have 7 cases that you're responsible in investigating that you just got that day. Look at those cases and say, what's important right now? Well, what's important right now is to read these cases and what's going on and see if anybody who is a criminal or who is suspected of doing a crime is at large and needs to be found. That's what's important now. Let's think about who's out there that we need to find, that we need to arrest, and where are they going and how can I find them? That's what's important right now. Now, what's important while you're doing that is, let's say out of those 7 cases, you only have 2 people that you'll have to probably find and arrest. They're the ones that are what we call named subjects. We need to go find them. Well, let's look at what crimes they did. Well, one is a shoplifter where the manager who saw that person shoplift knows him from a previous experience, knows his name, and identified him in the police report. Okay, that's a property crime. Let's look at the other one. The other one is a physical fight between a partnership or, wife or spouse or whatever, and the husband did something, and I say husband, it could be the females, it could be the women as well. It's usually not, it's usually the husband, but I'm trying to be fair, and gets in his car and leaves. And we have the plate number of the car, we have the person's name, we have his phone number. Well, that's a violent crime. What's important right now is trying to find the individual who committed, allegedly, the violent crime, to bring him in to be arrested and get some type of order of protection for the victim, his spouse. So that's what's important right now. So that's the case that you work on. So in your triage system, you have 5 cases that the people are completely unknown and we don't know. And those are not violent. Those are all property crimes. If they were violent and the person wasn't known, we'd work on that too. But the named subject one with the physical violence, that's the one that would be important right now. So we're going to work on what's important now, which is the named subject in that violent case. And once that one's solved, then we're going to go to the named subject in the property crime case of the petty larceny, grand larceny, the shoplifting, whatever it is. And we're going to try and find that individual. Now, once that individual is found, and maybe you don't find these people for like a week or 2 weeks, you're going to have to continue to work that case. And you're also going to have to continue to give a little bit of effort in the other cases to not just push them completely to the side. So you're going to be doing a little bit of multitasking. And it's so similar to life. And I use the what's important now strategy in life. If I'm at home and I'm getting my kids ready for the day before they go to school and daycare and before I get a nap in, before I go work my night shift and before I do the chores for the house like the laundry and the vacuuming and all this stuff to help out my wife when she's alone with the kids while I'm gone, what's important right now? Well, what's important right now is that my biggest son gets his breakfast made so that he can eat, so that he's not screaming. What's important right now is that we wake the baby up and give her her sippy cup with her milk so that she has a good day and is not grouchy. What's important right now is my other child. You get what I'm saying right now? What's important right now is take care of the kids, give them a full belly of food in the morning. What's important after that? Well, what's important right now is to start preparing for the day. Let's start preparing for what they'll need at daycare, what they'll need at school. Does anybody need allergy medication before they go out because there's allergy season? Does anybody need ointment on any type of bruise or scab? Does anybody need their vitamins? Things like that. Like, that's what's important right now after the kids are fed and they're sitting down, they're doing their thing. Now, after that's done, now what's important? Well, what's important right now is to make sure you're good. Like, stop. Like, make sure you're okay. Do you have everything? Did you drink your coffee? Probably not. Make some coffee, drink it. You're going to need it, right? That's what's important now. You need that extra edge to get to the rest of the day. What's important after that? What's important after that? What's important after that? And while you're figuring out what's important right now, you're also in the back of your mind, your random access memory of your brain, your RAM, is running a bunch of things in the back of your head as well. So you're like, oh, I got to do that thing. We got to pay for the school pictures. I got to Venmo this person for that. Oh man, the car insurance is coming up. It's, we pay it every month. It's like, $200-300, but the half-year payment of like the $800 one is coming up. Like, oh, we got to figure out how we're going to scrunch the money together. I completely forgot about that. I'm going to have to figure that out once after I drop the kids off. Like, that's all those things are running in the back of your mind. So just like how you triage cases in what's violent, who's a named individual, who's at large, what's property crime stuff, in those other cases, you're still thinking in the background, or maybe send an email out about this one while I'm looking for this guy and this and that. So triage, the win strategy. What's important now? It helps out. It's not an end-all be-all tactic. It's not magic, but it's going to help you organize your thoughts and hopefully help you through the day.